Alright, and welcome back, y'all, to Slay the Princess. Alright, so we're going back here.
The interior of the blade is...
Take the
You
blade,
take
enter the basement.
the door. Her voice.
Who's that?
She said, "Don't let it fool you." Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. Don't you
No.
dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe
Tighten my grip.
you ignore the trembling in your hands.
You poor thing.
You step forward. Your grip.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for...
Do-do-do.
So, you should just...
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do... You squint, so does she. At least nobody's done. You're going to... The blade tumbles out.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just... talk.
I think you're cold. I think you're acting cold now.
Against your better judgment, will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Sure.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Oh? Have you decided what...
You know why. Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding them. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away...
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
No.
Is someone
Go
else here?
clocks. Alright. They
You
locked
make
me
your
in.
way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
That's not fun.
Easier for whom?
That doesn't get me where I want to be.
Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Of course.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against... You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're... She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't watch me.
I guess one.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
The
Oh.
body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat, with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the... This is the end. I'm afraid it is. Everything
Chapter 2? Yes, this is the Chapter 2 I need. Awesome. So we got the Chapter 2 I need to get the next 2.
And at the end of that, you're hit.
Proceed to the cabin.
Oh, she will... Yes. Did you just... No, I didn't. Just take... The end.
Alright. I'll make sure we're saving. Alright, save. Perfect.
The
Awesome.
only furniture... The blade.
Take the blade.
Good idea.
Get to the basement.
Door to the purvoy.
Is that a visitor?
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to.
We've done this before.
You walk down the stairs. Should we be worried about the one around? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easy. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a...
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon.
Sit closer.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
That's not what I thought was going to happen, but okay.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Drop the blade.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
That's what I was going to do.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she... No!
Let's
Close
look
your
away.
eyes. That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail.
We
The
watched last
splitting
time. We
of
can close our eyes
skin,
this time.
The wet mulching of severed veins, the grinding of metal against bone.
Nah, see, I'd rather watch.
I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds. And then, finally, you hear a snap and an uneasy silence. There is a slow and fleshy tear. Hard to fake that. This is worse than watching. And yet our eyes are still closed.
For some reason.
Finally, there's the soft thud of something roughly head-sized bouncing against the floor, and the clattering of chains as they drop along with it. I think you can open your eyes now. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You saved the world.
Saved the world.
So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she? I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
I don't have an angle. I'm just...
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Nah, I'm just gonna leave the basement.
Fine.
That's what I need to do.
But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Oh.
The door. Check the door.
Open the door.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find isn't.
You don't have to act surprised. We could...
But if everything's gone, this is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, time passes. You can't be sure...
Decades. No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't...
That's great.
I'm
Congratulations.
just going to accept it. Why not?
You've earned it. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is. Not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
If you say so.
He's just...
The voices' protestations fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Hooray. Good ending. You did it. You saved everyone.
No, you stop that. Stop all this nonsense. We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over.
He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
Don't apologize. I'm sorry.
Wait, why are you sorry? Your body lurches as your heart suddenly stops beating. Are you killing us?
You'll forgive me eventually.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
It turns out that it doesn't take too long to die after your heart stops beating.
No
You
shite.
collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Chapter 3, The Cage! Oh, wait, I don't got my blue pen no more.
You're on a
Alright, but
path
this is
in
Storm.
Are you fucking kidding me? We had everything we ever could have wanted and you killed us.
We didn't have everything we ever could have wanted. That's just what he told us. I want the truth, not some made-up eternal happiness.
But it was nice. Who gives a shit about truth?
I
Me?
do. He said we were happy, but what does happiness like that even mean? It was just another prison.
Fair enough.
And this isn't. There are chains everywhere.
That just means we're on the right track, you numbskull. That we're finally starting to see reality for what it is.
Can you two stop fighting?
That's not very productive. No, it isn't, is it? So let's focus up. You've clearly already been here before, and judging by how deranged you all are, I'll spare you my full introduction, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities. Not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
I think the pawns for me to sacrifice is a vague truth. To the cabin!
You stand at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side. I think you already know what waits for you within.
Great. A creaky old bridge and a bottomless ravine. Because getting to the cabin was too easy last time. I wonder what other sick jokes are waiting for us. Maybe that ravine doesn't even go anywhere. It'd be par for the course if we slipped and wound up falling forever.
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus.
I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that.
Same.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains. The air filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks.
I don't see a
Where there
blade.
should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster, destined to end the world.
Alright.
There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits.
And how are we supposed to get to the...
What mirror? There is no mirror. The
Oh,
Okay, I've
don't
done
you
the mirror.
lie to us. We can trust...
I'm not going to waste time. Then, you step out onto the floor. Or what should have been a floor.
Should have been.
Yes, unfortunately, you realise too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. An unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through.
Oh, now this is just absolute bullshit. Can't even walk across a room now without being plunged into an abyss.
You're too emotional, it makes us sloppy. We have to focus on details right now, and we can't focus on details if you're raging about every little thing that happens.
Are we supposed to focus on details while we're falling into a bottomless pit?
Yes.
Don't be ridiculous, it obviously has a bottom.
Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle. You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor.
Fun.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Absolutely.
As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you with the stillness of the grave.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move. Let observation give us an advantage.
Fair enough. I want to know.
But you are met with only silence, save for the creaks and groans of metal as it sways in the stale air around you. The hooks slowly shift in your skin, the pain coming in waves as you continue to dangle helplessly.
Screw this. This is making me bloody anxious. It's like she knows how unfair this all is, and now she's having fun with it. She's mocking us.
Could be.
By not saying anything.
Yeah.
Yes!
Sure.
As you attempt to move, the princess takes a slow step forward. As she does so, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you. As your vision comes back into focus, Your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is a weird way to describe a person. It's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter.
Oh, we're being strangled already? You haven't given us a chance to do a damn thing. What's the point of any of this if we don't even get to make a single choice?
I'm just curious to know where this goes.
I'm not here to give you chances. I'm here to set the stage and to dictate to you what happens. I can advise you on the correct course of action, but there are limits to my direct involvement. The choices, if that's what you like to call them, have always been yours.
Well, no, they're mine, not theirs.
A riddle while we're dying, isn't that just like you? Now to figure out what exactly you mean by choices.
Oh, for the love of stop thinking and do something.
What makes you think I have a problem with you? Because I'm a head in a cage? Don't be silly. That's what I've always been. It's not like you're any different.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, isn't that just convenient?
It makes sense to me. She's a severed head. What control could she possibly have over her body? There's no connections, no nerves. So bodies can work on their own.
You know, I wouldn't mind that, actually. Maybe when the chain pops our useless head off, we'll get to run around without it.
This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, that's that one.
And when the time comes, you'll give it to me again. And then she'll do something horrible with it. I wonder what it'll be this time. Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
Uh-huh.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give me your implement.
The pressure is finally too much. Your fist unfolds as your joints swell with trapped blood, and your pristine blade tumbles helplessly to the ground.
I cut myself free.
Well, at least she gets it. This whole damn thing's a pile of flaming bullshit, and there's nothing we can do to put it out.
Fair enough.
That
Yeah.
is what I wanted, but you didn't do it. And I don't think you could have done it. The walls are what the walls are. So give in with me. None of this is up to us.
Okay, fair enough.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air.
Okay, this is fun.
Don't think we can hold on to you much longer. Like I said, the girl's right. This whole thing is rigged.
This is all getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
Body tight. You fall on the road spinning, then you hit the ground. Body tight in a way that is sickeningly wrong and roll to a stop. Sounded out in chains and heavy thud as the rest of you that was once you falls to the ground somewhere nearby. Well, I can still see. Unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around as the princess body steps towards you, one slow, rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glinting.
And now, the cut.
cut. It strikes, and it strikes true. The body drops its cage in pain. They descend on each other in a maelstrom of chains and hooks and feathers and blood, fighting their way deeper into the shadows until you're left to witness the sounds of violence.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
I guess.
I told you. It really isn't. And now nothing's stopping you from enjoying the show.
Fair enough. And so you and Princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
Movement is gorgeous, primal, uninhibited, uninhibited. Jesus fucking Christ. Steel crushing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon.
Hopefully.
Head.
Alas, the climax plays out your body, wreathed in chains and shadows, makes its final move, but so does horrors. Chain, shadow's spine, and blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Both hers and yours collapse, the dance complete. Blood drips from the princess's mouth, and she coughs.
It's cold. But that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
Let's go! Now I get chat. Something's up to you from her, and it says something else in no place. Say nothing. It's you. To the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds nothing. There is. Bring me more.
Make me
She
forget.
asks that you won't.
Awesome. Alright, hold on. That is memories. Alright. So I got the Wraith left to do, the Thorn left to do. That's the cage, and that would be the Gray. I see. I don't know how to do the rest of those, but we'll figure it out sometime. Alright, so
The
back
interior
to
of the
you.
cabin is lesser. The only furniture. The
Take the blade.
good idea. The door. Her voice.
Is that a
I wonder what visitor. You walk down the. Why have you noticed the empty?
what?
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the princess, your blade primed to deliver a lethal strike.
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains in an instant flare around your neck.
Drop it, or you...
Thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her. Do what she says.
How
No.
many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted?
Uh,
But while strangulating, you steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
That's fine.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready.
I don't like this.
It was not too easy. We almost died.
Died.
That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task, and you performed it admirably. Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
Nah.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And
Yeah.
especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel...
Let's leave.
The windows. The door.
You open the cabin, only a world saved from...
You don't have
Yes.
to...
But if everything's... This is your reward. Okay. This is what's...
Like heck.
What's done is done. Time passes.
Decades. We still have...
Suggesting you...
Let's do it.
Damn spy.
Why should it matter if we...
I...
That's all we need.
You raise the blade, you collapse to the floor.
Yeah. We'll see about...
Chapter 3, The Grey. Hell yeah.
You're on a path in the...
Whoa.
That wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
I like this scenery.
There's so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Hello, buddy.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
Good enough for me.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? It's our third. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage.
Yes.
That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed.
Not really.
It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
Nah.
We were bored. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Whatever. Let's go to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your
Da, da, da,
we
da,
do.
da.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
Yes.
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
No, I'm
That's
not.
what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
Hero, buddy, shut up.
Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
You sound lost.
Is it? Yes. I think. For all we know, The world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else?
Could be.
Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await. As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her. You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a
Shut up.
mirror. Is this some
Okay,
kind
I'm
of
done with the mirror shit.
That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. But we had it with us when we died. Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Fine.
You make your way... It's so hazy. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Let's
No way left to go
go.
but down. The door to the basement groans
hi.
open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's
go.
just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Downstairs we go.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
That's sad.
See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
I don't actually know.
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Ah.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Nah.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table.
Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Mm-hmm.
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
She can talk. Why did you close the door?
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
The water rose.
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Meh.
It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Bad, I bet. I
Meh.
don't think dying ever feels good.
Probably not.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Hmm. We'll do this one.
The water is rising faster now. It's flowing in from some unseen place, and judging by the height of the algae on the stairs, it has no intention of stopping anytime soon. You feel it creeping up your back, so cold that it steals the very warmth from your flesh, leaving a smothering numbness in its place. Are you really just going to stand there and let yourself die?
Yep.
Yeah, let's think. Where is it coming from?
It's coming from some unseen place. Does it really matter where it's coming from? Because I can feel it rising. I don't think we have much time to sleuth.
Yes, it matters. Maybe we can find a way out. Maybe we can figure out a way to make this work. This is just a puzzle. We can solve it.
I like how you think right now.
Some things aren't puzzles to be solved. Sometimes you're doomed from the start. Most people are. Yes, most people are doomed, but in case you need reminding, everyone will be doomed forever unless you stop her.
I'm kind of fine with that.
If this is how you're choosing to spend your last breaths, I won't stop you. But it won't make any difference.
That's okay.
The water is up to your chin. You lose your footing, bobbing helplessly in the putrid flood pool. And suddenly, the door to the basement is thrown from its hinges as one last massive wave of water comes crashing down, sweeping you up in a powerful current. You're bashed against the stone wall.
Well, that was fun.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
That's okay.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out.
Or let's stop.
Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
As we've discovered. Yes, thank you.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle. You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
That's okay.
As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Okay.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs fill with water the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
Alright, let's go.
She's gone.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm begging you. This.
You're right.
Ignore the cow.
We're going. It's you!
Something fun. Nothing. There is no bring me. She asks, you won't.
Alright, with that done, we only have 2 more to find. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through them. Probably do all the explore stuff at some point. I don't know if I want to do that on the channel though. For now, alright.
The
Go
interior
here.
blade. You take the door.
Who's there?
She's don't let. Good. You walk. She's focus on the task.
And there you are. That giant.
The blade. Don't you dare. It's far. You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor.
You step forward. You're.
I'm probably chained up. So.
She's unarmed. Doubt unfold. A moment of distraction and.
Shit. Nope. Alright, let's restart. Ah!
Holy shit! Though she's unarmed.
Fuck. Nope. I fucked up.
Your blade slack. You're here to. You make a warn. She will. We're not gonna ignore. The blade. You take the door. Her voice.
Who's.
She sounds. Don't let it. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward. You're.
Oh? No talking. I'm probably chained up in the space. So, you should just
She's unarmed. You lunge forward without a. You feel flesh.
Oh, this is it. Do you actually?
It's like she's. Yes, but it's over.
Yes,
Is
yes,
it over?
yes.
Yes, exactly. It's over. Why do I feel like we've done? You did kill some, but that day isn't today. You open the cabin door. Ready? What? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and. What's done is. This is what's best for everyone. Times. Hey. I do. The blade. I can hear everything. He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? Don't you. I made this happy little place for you. Fine. Whatever. The princess's body is dust and bone. You pick up the blade, you stab. The end.
Chapter 2. The Spectre, which will get me to the one I need. Perfect.
You're here
To the cabin.
a warning. She will. The interior of the cabin. The blade is your.
Alright, now we make sure we're saving. We save here. Alright, and with that means this episode is actually over 5 minutes early. But that's okay. Because next episode we still got this one to do, and then go back to chapter 1, get another start, chapter 2, and then get the final chapter 3. Ugh. But for now, hope you all have enjoyed. peace the fuck out.